Dear Parenting Pro. Tell me about building a child's creative brain. What are exercises for cognitive improvement? The practices of brain building are ones that stimulate the mind, activating the cells to generate further links, rendering the brain better, quicker, more effective, and eventually more intelligent. The object of these exercises is to teach the mind how to think, not what to think. It's about enhancing the ability of the brain so that for her whole life, your child might be better prepared to interpret and use knowledge. At this critical point, the correct kind of stimulus may produce an ideal brain, one that could give your child stronger resources in the classroom to do well. During this crucial window of time, the practical aim is to build the brain with the quickest, most effective, and highest potential, paving the way for future performance. Again, the aim is not to flood the brain of your child with as much information and data as possible, but rather to build a brain that successfully holds facts and, most critically, is able to quickly recover them. Essentially, not what she knows, but how she thinks, should be the objective. Children should invest much of their daily activities engaging in brain-building efforts throughout early childhood, as the brain is experiencing rapid growth. Kids, sadly, expend so much time on things that weaken their minds, dampen their perceptions, and threaten their prospective professional lives. It is not ideal for a developing brain to consume media or videos, including news and pop culture programming, for days on end, as many kids do today. Nor are computer games to be enjoyed for hours at a time. I'm not saying that kids do not have reason to have fun, or that they should be exposed to a strict learning climate at all times, so don't get me wrong. There is a time and a place for leisure. But when they are relaxed, comfortable, and excited, kids learn better. That's one of the reasons why recreation in stimulating environments, such as a vibrant green park or extracurricular academic setting, is so important for children. It could surprise you to hear that physical exercise is a fantastic brain developer as well. It raises neurotransmission of the growth hormone that creates better brain cells. But maybe creative play is the most brain-enhancing game of all, the type of play that comes to children spontaneously when they have the time and energy to try it. An imaginative brain is a clever brain. Focus has been put on starting formal schooling for kids at earlier ages in recent years. We live in a really competitive market and families are scared that their children would slip behind and not perform well in grade school if they don't encourage their kids to learn grammar or how to do basic arithmetic at a very early point. There's really nothing further from the facts. The wrong approach is the preference of early educational involvement, especially the kind of drill and evaluate exercises that are so common in many elementary schools today. We are simply trying to make recording equipment that can parrot material, but cannot distill it to come up with fresh thoughts. Many children are weighed down with information at a moment when a kid should be empowered to be imaginative, which is the basis for analytical thought. A program that drives children towards early scholarship is being embraced by more and more classrooms. More and more school districts are removing interactive activities, such as playground and art, and placing more focus on academics, or educating for testing, more precisely. I am okay with academics, and I definitely agree that the fundamentals ought to be presented to children, but eventually this pattern may result in low performance in upper grades at school where logical thought is important. There is no empirical proof that the effort to include children in early academia really succeeds, although there is actually some proof that they could turn out to be more overwhelmed and less inventive. If he is trained sufficiently enough, every kid can recite his ABCs or learn to count, although these are not especially effective brain-building exercises. Understanding the abstract meaning of symbols and terms is much more important for the growing brain than how to read, as well as thoroughly knowing what numbers represent and how to distinguish various forms. Imagination, whether you are solving a math equation, composing an article, or planning a research experiment, is at the center of all problem solving. For instance, if your child encounters a new task, such as a hard math problem or a tough essay query, what does he really need to achieve success? First of all, he must be happy with being in an unfamiliar and challenging circumstance. This comfort level is fostered by encouraging kids to explore difficult scenarios, participate in imaginative play, and realize that error is an opportunity. In other terms, taking academic chances is good. Next, his brain structures ought to run at optimum capacity, allowing him to apply learnings from the past to current challenges. It may be solving a math problem, composing an album, creating a detailed poem. All of these need imagination. By the way, want your child to be an academic superstar? Wish they knew the advanced learning strategies Harvard students use, like the active attention secret? Get Coach Jake's advanced free training at childlearningcourse.com.